Currently at Lowe's trying to find some stainless bolts so I can bolt my exhaust back up. I know I'm way ahead of the game on that, and I need to find some bolts so I can replace the rotted ones for the thermostat. Trying to get some nice stainless ones here. Seems to be a little bit of a struggle, but that's what we're working on at the moment. Trying to find some bolts. Here we go. Got a bag of goodies here. Got some stainless bolts to put the exhaust on. I got some fittings for a heater hose and something to reroute that fan temperature sensor to keep it away from the headers. I mocked up the header on the old head, and the wire is literally gonna be like a centimeter off of that thing, so I want to make sure that we're not melting that harness again. So we're gonna T-fit it and drop it down, or do a 90-degree and drop it down. Ooh, it's cold outside, man. I hope you have a nice hot cup of coffee to go ahead and enjoy this video. Man, as a car daddy, I went outside to send the wife off this morning, and I saw my poor 50 Camaro, my SS out there covered in ice, and I was just like, oh, I just wanted to cry. I hate seeing them like that. So hopefully next year, 2020, we go ahead and get that big garage built, and none of my cars will be outside. And then, I know I'm really late at this, but I was walking out to the mailbox, put some Christmas cards in, and this guy comes up, he's like, hey man, you got you a second-gen Camaro, you building up in there or something? I'm like, dude, seriously, don't even talk to me about cars if you're that freaking ignorant and stupid. How do you confuse this with the second gen? Did the second gen have a hatchback? Did the second gen have the big wing and big taillights all the way across? No, man. Don't even begin to look like a second gen. That was like some guy called my Grand National like a Monte Carlo or some shit one time. Damn it, man. I hate that. Or the one guy stopped here in my yard and asked if I had the Chevy Grand National. Dude, oh, I hate ignorant people. Sorry, that's my rant, but Merry Christmas to everybody. With that being said, yeah. So I do want to wish everybody Merry Christmas, Happy Holidays, Happy New Year, whatever you celebrate. Too many things to go on with, but this will be my last video of 2019. The views have really just dropped off dramatically, and that's very typical for this time of year. Plus, without the cylinder heads and the intake manifold, I really don't have too much more I can go onto with this car. There's a few little odds and ends which I'll discuss here in a little bit, some stuff I have for the car, little things we'll be doing that I'll finish up and show you on this video. But other than that, with the everybody with Christmas and travel and that on their mind, I'm going to go ahead and take a little break, and we'll resume after the first of the year. So hopefully you guys understand. I said there's not really that much going on, and it's only like not even 2 weeks, I think. So it'll give me some time to get these parts in. UPS actually told me my intake manifold would be delivered tomorrow. And then it said delivery Thursday, and then it never even showed as in being delivered to wherever the hub is for me. And now today it's still in transit. So thank you, UPS. Your system is totally screwed up. So I don't know where the intake manifold is. It's just en route. So I was really hoping to bring that to you. But beginning of the year, I'll have this beautiful manifold, and I cannot wait to bring that to you. So we got a few little things going on. So let me switch over to the workbench. Stopped at Lowe's, got some hardware. I got some stainless steel nuts and bolts, and this will be to put the exhaust system up. There's a big plate where the catalytic converter used to be. That plate is still, it's on the new exhaust system, and there's a hanger that hangs down that this plate will match up to. So I got some nice stainless steel bolts, because the other one, the catalytic converter, was tapped for the bolts to go into. So we got that here, and I'm going to show you here in a minute. I have a fitting to go ahead and put that temperature sensor in the head, and I'll show you why I need that. I got some stainless steel bolts to put the thermostat housing in the new intake manifold. I had mentioned before that the one, for some reason on the Camaro, one was a bolt, the other one was a bolt and a stud. The bolt was affixed, it was molded to it, and then there was a stud part that stuck up. And I know it's for some kind of brackets, but the Camaro never used the brackets, but that thing was all wobbled and tore up. So I got a nice set of stainless bolts for the thermostat housing. And then this is the very pitted, very rusted, kind of worn out hose fitting for the intake manifold. I don't really want to put this on. I don't trust it. It's like there's a lot of bubbled up rust through here, and these threads aren't that great, so I got a nice brass piece that we'll put in the new intake manifold. And I got the new injectors from Summit yesterday. You'll notice that as soon as I open the box, I did not have this the last time, oh, a trick flow sticker right there on the very top. The first box didn't have it. Also, the first box had different taping. I'm telling you, that box had been opened and somebody resealed it. This box has an empty package right there, but I've gone through every injector in here has 2 blue caps. Not sure how well you can see that through the bag, but every injector in here has caps. Unlike the last box that half of them were not protected at all. So what we are looking at here, this is the new temperature sender for the fans. This is on the passenger side cylinder head, and this is the new pigtail. The original one that was on here totally melted and destroyed from years of heat from the existing cast iron manifolds. So here's my new shorty headers that we will be putting on here. And I know it's not going to show up that great, but you can see there's not even a finger width between where that wire and this tube comes in. It'll bolt up, but I imagine it's only going to be a matter of time before this ends up destroying that as well. So here's what we are going to do to fix that. I actually got to thank whoever on the 3rd Gen forums for this idea. They had did this and it worked out good for them. So basically what we're going to do is put this fitting in here, and then we're going to thread this in to there. And now, as you can see, or maybe not, there is considerably more room between these two now. I can at least get a finger in there. What I might want to do, and I tried to find something that would extend this out like a straight, but what I need is a male to female fitting, and I could not find one at Lowe's. I'll keep looking, because this is still going to come somewhat. If I could get it down lower, might be a little bit better, but that still should be somewhat better. Especially if I could find some like maybe header wrap and wrap this whole thing up. This plug here is the factory plug for the factory O2 sensor. As you can see, it's round and has a single wire. The problem we have here is this is the O2 sensor I'm installing, a 3-wire sensor. The difference is this one gives you a power and a ground, and it's self-heating. It warms itself up and keeps it at a set temperature to give you an accurate reading, which I understand that the headers really help throw that off. Because of the headers being so thin, I guess they don't hold the temperature like a cast iron. So we have said adapter here, which now gives us the way to connect the O2 sensor to the headers. As you can see, it hooks directly into that factory location. Now what we have to do is hook up the power and ground, which is what we're going to do. Alright, not my favorite way to do this is to tie all 3 facing the same way, but I'm kind of in tight constraints here, but this is still going to be better than using like solderless connectors, especially in an area like this that's prone to getting wet. What we do is we got to get these wires to soak up the heat, so they will take the solder. So I kind of made a mistake with the heat shrink, so I had to kind of redo it, but I went ahead and was able to use this little device. I got a Harbor Freight that holds the wires. Pretty neat little thing. Didn't think I'd be able to fit it in there, but it's really great for holding 2 wires of solder. And next step is to make sure that heat shrink shrinks, so it keeps everything watertight. You generally don't need a lot of heat to do this. As you can see, this is on low. Might have been looking at the hood, sorry about that. As you can see, this is on low, and it's doing just fine. Like that, like gold. Now the only thing we need to do is make a ground right here for that sensor. And we are going to be good. Had one of these copper brushes since the stereo shop days. Absolutely great for when you got to make a ground. There you go. Next up, this sensor over here needs to come out. Okay, so we got a little bit of loom here. Just try not to drop anything in the open cylinder head while we do this. And we can just cut that off. I think I know why they give you so much wire, because the stuff gets so hot here you can't even peel that back. Sheesh. There we go, that's stripped fairly easily. This is definitely a whole lot easier when you only got one wire. Looks pretty good. That definitely won't go anywhere. That is beyond a very nice tight connection right there, which this one's very critical, being down here getting low. So that's soldered. That's heat shrinked very nicely. So there we go. We won't have any problems out of that sensor. So I think next we're gonna go ahead and do this pitman arm. Damn it, man. Swear, story of my life. I said this would be easy because it's on and I cannot get that center link to pop free of the idle arm. So I went to Harbor Freight, bought this remover tool. That didn't work. I knew I should have picked up one of these pickle forks, ball joint separators, whatever you want to call them, and I didn't. And then when I go there, I'm like, this one's really narrow, this one's really big, and I'm like, if I just buy that one, I'm going to need this one. So I bought both of them, but I think the small one's going to be what I need. Tell you, man, nothing can just, jeez. Now we shall see if we can pop this thing free. Good grief. jeez, Louise. Wow, those two are mated for life. They do not want to separate. Holy crap. Let's put some heat on it. Jeez. Come on, man. Damn. Christ. Oh, shit. We are victorious. Okay. Whew, shit. I don't know why everything in this car fights me tooth and nail, but it seems to do that. I did get the bowl joint loose with the pickle. Oh, okay, I already showed you that. Sorry, guys, it's been a while. I took a nap. So, there she is, the new idler arms installed. And that was a battle in the fact that right here, I thought these two bolts were studs. It turns out they're just bolts. So you have to get back behind here with a wrench and hold them as you loosen them. And then when I went to tighten this up, it went down just a little bit and then decided to start spinning on me. So what I ended up having to do to fix that problem is I put the jack underneath the center link right here and I pushed it up. The fitting on these are like tapered. The bolts, they get fatter as they go up. So as I got it pushed up, it locked that bolt, the stud pieces here in, and I was able to tighten that up. So I think that's about what we got here. So let me go back to the big camera. Here we are, 3 trips to Harbor Freight and an entirety of a day later. I got done what I set out to get done for the day. We got the 3-wire O2 sensor wired up. We got the wiring splice, soldered, heat shrink together, and that's done. On the passenger side, we got the wires put together very nicely soldered, nicely heat shrink together for the water temperature sensor for the fans. And I got the idler arm installed. What I thought was going to be a really easy job, 3 bolts in and out, just ended up being an all-day debacle. I just could not get those pieces to separate. Ended up having to just really use some brute force with a pickle fork and a lot of heat. Finally got that thing to bust free. And then I had a problem tightening it with the damn thing wanting to spin. I don't know, everything's just got to be a battle, it seems. So, yeah, other than that, I'm pretty much kind of almost at a standstill with this car. I mean, there's really not that much I can do. I am going to play around with some ideas on fuel routing and stuff like that. Try to get think about what connectors and how I want to do this and where the factory fuel lines can reach and where I can mount the fuel regulator. So stay tuned. That'll be some of the next stuff coming up. I do have news on the tracking of the intake manifold. UPS finally has a delivery date, an estimated date of December 27th. So look for my first video coming back for 2020 to be the reveal of this beautiful intake manifold. I think you guys are really going to like it, and you're going to want to make sure you subscribe, hit that bell notification, because you're not going to want to miss the reveal of this video. So like I said, this will give me some time to just piddle around with a few things and just take a breather. I got a few other things in the background I need to work on, and like I said, not a lot of views going on right now, but before I wrap it up, I'm going to get me and the wife are going to go ahead and do a little Christmas send-off to everybody for the year. So I apologize, this video is going to be late. It's already Friday night right now. She just got off of work and is kind of already like in her robe and slippers and stuff and trying to relax. So tomorrow morning I'll go ahead and we'll film a little something for you guys, and we'll go get this video live for you Saturday afternoon, which is why you're watching it now instead of Friday afternoon, because I've been battling this thing all day to give you content. So next scene, be me and the wife. I love this one so much. Alright everyone, this is what I wanted to do. Go ahead and end the last video of 2019 with my lovely wife here. We both want to wish you a very Merry Christmas, Happy New Year. Be safe out there if you're out on the roads this holiday season. And make sure you come back to watch the finished and continuing build of the 2019 Z28 Camaro and all the great stuff that we're going to get done for 2020. And for all my brand new Russian subscribers, little special treat. She's going to tell you everything, and I won't have to do subtitles for this part. So.
Хочу поздравить всех с наступающим Новым годом и Рождеством, пожелать всем благополучия, здоровья и мира. Спасибо, что смотрели этот канал. Надеюсь, что будете оставаться с нами и в новом году. До новых встреч. Всем удачи.
Alright everybody, again thanks for watching. Interesting fact before we go, Russians actually celebrate Christmas on January 31st. That night, the kids...
Christmas. New Year's Day.
New Year's Day is their Christmas. That's when they open their Christmas presents, and that on the 31st of January, or 31st of December, or the 1st of January if they can't stay up to midnight. And Christmas is actually January 7th in Russia because of the whatever
Julian.
Because of the Julian calendar. They use that as their thing. So again everyone, thanks for watching, and we will see you again in 2020.